We're in Chennai, in the neck of the woods of Mr. Vinod Dasari and Ashok Leyland. And we're here witnessing a lot of vehicles being showcased by Ashok Leyland. And to talk about these vehicles, the ones that will come ahead, the other strategies of the company moving ahead, we have with us the MD and CEO of Ashok Leyland himself, Mr. Dasari, to speak to us. So the first question, and you will have to give me this, is the hurdle that you've just crossed. The conversion from BS3 to BS4. Now you've gone on record to say that your company did not take a very big financial hit during the conversion, and there have been brokerages and other firms that have also said the same thing and have increased the rating on your company and even the long-term rating. What would you have to say about this? How did you cross that hurdle that easily? What was the strategy that Ashok Leyland undertook, and how many vehicles did you have? How many are still there with you, and what do you plan to do with the ones that are left?
Lots of questions in there, but let me come at one at a time. First and foremost, when I did say that there is no impact financially on Ashok Leyland because of this thing, nobody believed us. Rightfully so, because even if many people have sold it with discount, some people are trying to convert it, but they are using a different technology. The reason we could not talk about it is still we wanted, till the date we launch our new technology. So today we showcased our new intelligent EGR based vehicles. My engine is simply built on the same carcass as a BS3. Only the recirculation on the top is different. So I can literally take out one BS3 engine and slot in another BS4 engine. And what do I do with this BS3 engine? Well, we have made over 600,000 vehicles with these engines. Every year some 5% go for reconditioning or recon or something like that. Even if 5% come in, that's 30,000 engines. I have got 10,000 engines. 10,664 is the exact number. The second important thing people don't know is Ashok Leyland historically operates on a simple cash and carry system. We do not push inventory into our dealers. Since we don't push inventory into our dealers, my dealers were carrying very little inventory. So when this crisis hit, I wrote an email to all my dealers and said, do not panic. I in fact stopped invoicing. I could have invoiced much more vehicles in the month of March. I stopped invoicing. So whatever you have, sell those. Balance of them, if you have a sale order, you ask me, I'll give you a vehicle. Otherwise, don't worry. And they were all worried about what we will do. Now we showed them this yesterday. This is what we will do. So Ashok Leyland is not going downhill. Is what they were worried. Oh my God, they have all held these vehicles. So we showed them we will simply swap these engines. So they've started placing orders. Give me that engine that is coming out of it. So great deal of excitement on that. Not only we reduced the level of electronics. One more thing we did. Every vehicle will have electronics. So when you go to a dealership and you ask them what is wrong with this engine, he'll connect a laptop with it. How many mechanics carry a laptop with them? Especially on the roadside. Very, very few, right? Hardly anybody except in a workshop. So we first gave them a scan tool which they can connect to their OBD2 device, onboard diagnostics device, and figure out what's wrong with it. But that too, how many can you give? Hundreds of thousands of mechanics. So we simply embedded a Bluetooth emitting device into every one of our vehicles. So you take your mobile phone, you go download our app called Lay Assist. It's showcased here. I would welcome you to come and see it. You go up to the vehicle, it will emit a device saying this is the problem. And you click on it, it will show you what to do, how to fix it. Download this app for everybody. This is again an Indian innovation. Mobile phones are made by Chinese and Koreans, but the apps are made by Indians, right? So we leverage that to create that. So as such, we are very confident that we will get over this hurdle, no problem. And we were very confident about the future coming up with BS4.
Right, sir. While you're exhibiting your confidence, and we completely agree on that, but there would have been some financial impact. Now, you're saying it's minimal, but there would have been some number. If you could put a number to that, what would have been the
minimal? 10,664 vehicles, roughly. Some of them will go to export and all that. Let's say about 10,000 vehicles, roughly 20,000 rupees per vehicle. That costs about 20 crores. Okay, peanuts. By the way, that's the cost, because when I take out the engine, not everything is fully replaceable. They'll have some, rubber parts going out. There'll be some other coolant going out or something like that. But remember, the engine that I took out, 1 lakh for 40,000, 1 lakh 50,000, I'll sell it for 2 lakhs. So I'll make money on that.
Right, sir. Speaking about the new technology, now you've come with the EGR technology. You've not chosen the SAR, but gone with the EGR. What sort of R&D expense have you seen an increase in the R&D expense? You've said you've been working on this engine technology for 4 years now, but now 3 years from now you'll have to move to Bharat Stage-III. So this technology, in a sense, is only going to be there for 3 years, and then you're going to move to Bharat Stage-III. So,
You think? We won't let you tell you exactly what is our BS6 strategy, but if we have been able to innovate at BS3, we've been able to innovate at BS4, we'll innovate at BS6 also.
talking a little about numbers, so if you could tell us the R&D expense that you see
R&D
over the next 3 years.
R&D expenses easily, R&D and the capability to build BS6 plus some of these small plants that we're going to build across the world, we will spend about 500-600 crores every year for the next 5-6 years.
Alright, so sir, speaking about the model launches, this is the R&D expense that you're putting in. If we could speak about the models that are being launched, you are going big on the defense space. What sort of orders have you been getting in from defense companies? You spoke about the Jammu and Kashmir police giving you an order. If you could detail a little more about the defense orders that you've got, and where are you expected to go in terms of that?
Well, defense, historically we were only focused on 4x4 logistics vehicles. We changed our strategy and said that everything that requires mobility by the Indian Armed Forces, we should get involved. Why only logistics? The Jawans need guns, they need ammunition, they need everything else. So radars, whatever is required, we will make. So that took the range of participation from about 2% of the defense budget to about 25% of the defense budget. And from what we had about 3 people to nearly 180 people now in defense. And we're spending huge amount of money. We've won 12 out of the 13 tenders, all small ones. But once you are in, slowly once the demand goes up, we will be in there for sure. So over the next few years, it's a long gestation business. So don't ask me for a time deadline. All the media guys want to say, tell me the exact date by which you will achieve a certain figure. I don't know. But we want to be, we are very confident that in the future we will be at least 10x in terms of where our defense business is.
Your overseas operations, what all are your plans vis-a-vis the overseas operations? You spoke about setting up plants in Ivory Coast and Kenya. Could you speak to us a little more about the overseas operations that you're looking at?
Well, one of the targets that we have given to all our team is that for every 2 vehicles that I sell in India, I must sell 1 abroad. And this is not just about exporting vehicles from here. We will actually go and build plants in the countries where we compete in. Either we will build plants or we will work with our partners to build. So we built one in Bangladesh with our partner. We're going to build one in Ivory Coast. We're going to build one in Kenya. We have partners in Ukraine. We have partners in Russia. So we'll expand like that. We're doubling our capacity in Ras Al Khaimah also.
In Ras Al Khaimah, so my last and final question is about your capacity in India. Over the next 2-3 years, you've spoken about increasing your volumes in terms of LCVs, and you're looking at increase in volumes in trucks and buses. You've said you walked out of STUs, but that was a concern about your own margins. But you're looking at an increase in volumes. What sort of capacity expansion are you looking at in India within the existing facilities or with greenfield projects, if you're looking at any?
We have sufficient capacity in India. Whatever extra capacity will be required for spikes is not going to... in March we made 15,000 vehicles. So 15,000 is 180,000 capacity. Overall we sold only 120,000 vehicles, right, in MHCV. So I can easily increase the output as and when needed by doing some simple debottlenecking.
So, but you're saying you're comfortable in terms of capacity within India. Thank you so much. We'll keep it at that. Thank you so much for speaking to BloombergQuint.